Hello, my name is Mike Eba, and I'm excited to share this with you, the product presentation of Courtier Placenta. Let me begin by introducing to you the company, Reway. Reway is a Singaporean-based company, and it has several awards as to creating this Courtier Placenta. To begin with, let me share with you that it has an award coming from Asia Success Award, which is of super quality, the best placenta live cell therapy. It also has won the Singapore Prestige Brand Award. So before we dig in and dive into what Courtier Placenta is all about, let me first share with you the bad news about life in general. Top 10 causes of death worldwide. Can you make a guess? Well, number 10 is road accident, followed by tuberculosis. And if you start thinking right now, what do you think is number 1 cause of death? Here we go. Heart disease. So if we take a look, number 1 is heart disease, stroke, then respiratory infection, and so on. What is interesting about these 10 causes of death worldwide is that 9 out of 10 are diseases. Only the 10th one, which is accident, which is basically we can't do much about it, but the 9 is actually something that we can either prevent or at least delay. Look at some other statistics. According to World Health Organization, 10 common chronic conditions for adults 65 and over. Number 1, 58% of them, hypertension. 47%, high cholesterol. 31% arthritis, 29% coronary heart disease, 27% diabetes, and so on. Now take a look at those. Is there any 1 or 2 or 3 of them that is present in your life? Look further. It says, according to survey, that 80% of adults 65 and older have at least one chronic condition. Let me show it to you again. Hypertension, cholesterol, arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, kidney problem, heart failure, depression, Alzheimer's, dementia, and chronic obstruction pulmonary disease. Are you able to pinpoint which one is yours already? That's the bad news. Well, Benjamin Franklin once said, "An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure." Now, would it be nice if we're able to go back in time and just, took care of our body a little bit more? Then in that way, maybe we would have eliminated some of the diseases that we're having right now. But at the same time, Paracelsus, father of pharmacology, said this, and this is kind of good news. He says, "All that mankind needs for good health is provided by God in nature. The challenge for science is to find it. Finding it is the key." So let me introduce to you stem cells. Have you heard of it? I'm sure you have. If you have been reading medical articles and or science articles, you would have encountered the word stem cell. So in basic definition, stem cells are defined as this. They are the basic of cells. It replicates, this is how they function, it replicates and multiplies itself and become many other kinds of cells. Now keep that in mind as I'll give you a graphic picture of what happens. So let me share with you the stem cell therapy benefits. There are at least 3 that can happen as we take more stem cells into our system. Number 1, it reinforces healthy cells from destruction by harmful free radicals. You see, the thing is, if you're still breathing, that means there are healthy cells still existing in your body. So by taking stem cells, or what we call stem cell therapy, we actually reinforces those that are still healthy in our body. Second thing is that it repairs damaged cells caused by free radicals and other environmental hazards. So as we grow older, there are cells that are starting to deteriorate. And so what stem cell therapy does when we take an input of stem cells into our body is that it repairs those that are damaged. And finally, it replaces dead cells with fresh, new, young cells. I'll tell you why. Okay? But the basic idea of stem cells is that it permits the body to heal itself. No wonder it is called a medical science breakthrough. The knowledge of permitting stem cells to recreate damaged or dead cells in our body. Now here's a graphic picture of what stem cell does. A stem cell multiplies and becomes any one of the over 200 different cells in the body. So picture these stem cells and what it can become. From the basic of cells, it can become kidney, genitalia, liver, heart, lungs, brain, and the many other parts of our whole body. And that's what stem cell does. It reinforces existing healthy cells, it repairs damaged cells, and number 3, it replaces dead cells. Now, here's the issue. Although we know that stem cells are great and good and that does wonders in our body, the truth is the number of stem cells decline as we age. Take a look at this graph. As newborn baby, our stem cells are to the roof. But as we become teenager, 30 years, 50 years, and 80 years, it starts to decline. Basically, when we reach teenager, we only have 10% of what we had when we were babies. At age 30, we only have 4% of the stem cells of what we had when we were babies. At age 50, only 2.5% is left, and at age 80, 0.5%. No wonder our bodies get sick easier. It has more difficulty and takes more time to heal itself compared to when we were younger. Why? Because the number of stem cells naturally provided by our body declines as we grow older. Now let's take a look at the stem cell therapy possibilities. What it can do as we take in more stem cells into our body. Here we go. What are some of those possibilities? Repair brain damage caused by stroke, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, reverse blindness, and eye problem. For ladies, listen up. Wrinkles and signs of aging. Prevents mouth disease, heart problems, heart diseases, arthritis, spinal cord injuries, multiple sclerosis, and so on. Look at this. Reverse even baldness or hair loss. Reverses deafness or hearing loss. Multiple types of cancer. Heal wounds faster. Reverse muscular dystrophy. Help heal diabetes. Reverse Crohn's disease, and many others. Now, why is that so? Because it is the basic of the cells, and it becomes part of the existing of our body. And so as it becomes part of the heart, then it repairs the heart, whichever problem it has, or it goes to the kidney, or it goes to your intestine, and so on. So all I can say is that let's discover what's possible when we start to increase the number of stem cells in our body. As I mentioned earlier, if you have been watching the news, especially medical articles and or scientific research articles, you'll see tons and tons of articles about stem cells. From the Daily Mirror, Stem Cell Miracle. From Daily Express, Arthritis Cured by Stem Cell Injection. From Herald Sun, Miracle Joint Fix, again, by stem cells. As a matter of fact, I would ask you, go to YouTube and just simply type in stem cell therapy or stem cell benefits, and you'll find many videos, either through research and or testimonies of people who started to take in more stem cells into their body. So if this is so wonderful, then how do we get it? How do we put into our body? Well, there are really several ways. In the decades past, which by the way is very costly, so only the rich and famous usually do this, is a placenta injection that is done in Switzerland. As I mentioned, it's very effective but very expensive. Stem cell transplant Another procedure, but again is expensive, is basically getting the stem cell from a healthy person and then transplanted to your own body. Next one is cord blood banking. Cord blood banking is basically a new procedure where hospitals, not all hospitals yet, but many hospitals today, would tell a new mother that if they would want to have their excess stem cells to be preserved so that it could be used to either the baby or anybody else in the future. So basically it's a transplant. Then of course, talking about beauty salons offer stem cell therapy specifically for skin purposes, and that is basically to make women in particular, or even men, to make them look younger. Adult stem cell banking is basically getting a stem cell from a part of your body, let's say your bone marrow, and then transplanted it to other parts of your body that needs it. And then finally, healthy lifestyle. Healthy lifestyle is basically exercising regularly, eating the right food, then it permits the body to generate, to produce more stem cells, which would help the body heal itself. So having said that, let me get back to the product we're trying to introduce here, Courtier placenta. Courtier placenta is basically a stem cell therapy. The big difference is that if you remember from the previous slide, it's mostly injectable. This Courtier placenta is capsulated, it's orally taken, and it's only made possible because of the modern technology that we have today. It goes through a 4-step process, which I will explain one by one. The first one is freeze-drying technology. Freeze-drying technology is basically a technology that would permit a system to be able to preserve the stem cell. By the way, stem cell is a live cell, so it's a living organism. So by permitting it to go through a process called freeze-drying technology, we're able to preserve it bioactive for up to 4 years. The second step is what we call enteric-coated capsulation. Enteric-coated capsulation is the capsule where we have the stem cells is no ordinary capsules. This is where it is able to go through and withstand the stomach acid and bypass it and go straight to our small intestine. Why? Because our small intestine absorbs it a lot more. As a matter of fact, scientists would say it's 3 times more absorbent when it is dissolved in our intestine. Third is nitrogen-filled technology. This is where the capsule itself, they take out the oxygen to prevent it from oxidation, because oxidation basically kills. Imagine slicing an apple. If you slice an apple and just leave it on the table, just after a few minutes you'll start to see it to be darkening, right? That's because of oxidation. So what they have done is that the capsule where the stem cell is, they took off the oxygen and replaced it with nitrogen instead. And last but not least is emulsion technology. Emulsion technology is where this technology permits the molecules to be absorbed a lot more by the body to the biliary, how do you pronounce this? Kilomicron pathways. So in other words, this 4-step process is what makes Courtier placenta possible today. You can take the benefit of stem cell orally taken. That's wonderful. So this Courtier placenta, as you can see here in my slide, is a stem cell that is taken from a deer. Now you say, Mike, why deer? Well, let me share this with you. Deer placenta is the premium choice. Why so? Number one, it's biocompatible with human. In other words, a stem cell of a deer, once taken by a human, it becomes a human part. It becomes a human organ, a human heart, a human kidney, and so on. And it also does not provoke any allergic reaction. And that's why we have chosen the deer. Deer are used today extensively in Chinese medicine. In Chinese medicine, they are considered to be full of nutritional values from the antler to its tail. So This is the reason, by the way, why even though the company is a Singaporean company, we have it made in New Zealand, because the deer that we are using are from New Zealand. So, having said that, the deer is also known to be a divine beast, because almost every part of it is being used as a medicine today. Now, Rio Porter Placenta's main ingredient is the live stem cell. But here's the good news. Today, not only does it have the live stem cell, which is the main ingredient, we also have put in 11 other natural, energy-giving, age-reversing ingredients added to it. In that single capsule, all of this, what you see there, are included in that capsule. I'll have a slide here. If you want to read more about every single ingredient, just pause this and then enlarge it so you can read all of them. I will not go through it one by one, but they are energy-giving and age-reversing ingredients. These are the 7 active, precious, natural ingredients. But today we have the 6th edition. And in the 6th edition, they've added 4 more new ingredients in it. Polyphenol, nucleoclavem, fucoidan extract, and marine collagen peptides. So in a total, including the stem cell, there are 12 powerful ingredients in that capsule. It's amazing. It's amazing. No wonder it's called a medical science breakthrough. So as I mentioned earlier, the 10 common chronic conditions for adults 65 and over are these 10. I don't know which one you have, maybe hypertension or arthritis and or several more. That's kind of bad news, but the good news is with the stem cell therapy, the possibilities of reversing this, the possibility of healing this is at hand. So no wonder, as you take this, you'll start to discover the magic, if I may use the term, of our body healing itself. Okay, now as to product pricing. As you can see here, there are silver, gold, platinum, and diamond options as far as purchasing. For now, disregard those titles. What's important is that the way you can purchase this is in 4 options. 1 bottle, 2 bottles, 4 bottles, and 7 bottles. Now, why 7 bottles? Their recommended therapy is 6 months long. And the way we are supposed to take it on the first month is double dosage, which means we are going to consume 2 bottles on the first month, and then the next 5 months will be 1 bottle each, which would make it 7 bottles. If you choose to take it for a shorter period, 4 bottles, 2 bottles on the first month, that's double dosage, and then 1 bottle each for the succeeding 2 months. Now for the silver and gold, 1 and 2 bottles, this is more for people who are simply adding more bottles to what they already have purchased. But otherwise, these are the 4 options. Now I would like you to take note on pricing. If you see at the price there with the letter S, dollars, that is Singapore dollars, which means that all pricing are all in Singapore dollars. No matter where you are purchasing them from anywhere in the world, whether it be in America, here in the US, in Europe, in the Philippines, in Singapore, prices are all the same. Now for us here in the US, at present, exchange rate will be about 0.73 US dollars for every dollars of Singapore. So therefore, a 1 bottle, for example, of 568 Singapore dollars will cost around 415 US. The 7 bottles, on the other hand, is 3,688 Singapore dollars, which would make it 2,692 US dollars at the present conversion of 0.73 US dollars for every Singapore dollar. On top of that, shipping will be roughly about 5 US dollars from Singapore to the US per bottle. So obviously, if 1 bottle plus $5 is 7 bottles plus $35. And also, I would like you to take note that if you are purchasing this using your credit card company may have international fees. When I purchased mine, my company, my credit card company, charged me 1% on top of the price. My friend, on the other hand, purchased the same using his debit card, US debit card, and there was no international fees. So those are just something you need to take note of on top of what the prices are. Now, 3 considerations for making a purchase. First reason I think would be simply you need the benefits derived from a stem cell therapy, whether it be yourself or somebody around you. Now, if you plan to do that, I suggest that you get in touch with the person who shared you this video. Ask him the details on how to make a purchase. Ask for his help. He would be more than happy to be able to help you make that purchase. The second consideration for why you will want to consider making a purchase is that you want a business with minimal capital but with huge income potential. Now, I haven't talked about the business side of this yet, but again, if you're interested with becoming a distributor, to purchase this, to make a business out of it, again, contact the person who shared you this video. Third reason, and this is my reason, is that I need both the benefits of the therapy and I want the monetary rewards of a business. So in my case, it's 2 birds with 1 stone. I purchased this product because I need it, and by purchasing it, I am getting into the business as well. So for details, contact the person who have shared you this video.